Hello everyone and welcome to Owen County's annual Veterans Day program. While this year you might be sitting on your couch at home and not in the high school gym, we still wanted to recognize our veterans. My name is Kristen Hearn and I am the president of the Owen County High School's Civics Club. I would first like to say thank you to our administrators, the technology department, and Jordan Prather for making this possible. With that being said, none of us would be here today without the determination and courage shown by each and every one of you. Without the veterans we recognize today, we would likely not be here. These brave men and women have risked their lives to fight for our safety and freedom so that we can live the lives we live today. On behalf of the Civics Club and Owen County Schools, thank you for your service and welcome to our program. Lexi Moore will now give a report on the history of Veterans Day.
On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, a treaty was signed, ending World War I, which was at the time the bloodiest war in human history. It was decided that November 11th should be celebrated as Armistice Day, the day that the war to end all wars had finally concluded. After World War II and the Korean War, there was a large percentage of veterans in America, most of which had not been involved in World War I. Due to this, it was thought that there should be a holiday to commemorate veterans in general. It was decided that the day for Armistice Day would be just a ticket, and thus Veterans Day was born.
Lexi Moore will now present the importance of the Pledge of Allegiance.
The Pledge of Allegiance was developed in August of 1892 by a socialist named Francis Bellamy. Its intended purpose was to be used by United States citizens. The first publication of the pledge was in the Youth's Companion on August 8, 1892. The article consisted of the history and the importance of the pledge. Over the years, the words to the Pledge of Allegiance have been changed and adapted based on the changes in the country's society. After the final changes were made and the words of the pledge were finalized, the appropriate gestures were decided on. It was decided that the pledge should be rendered by standing at attention and facing the flag with your right hand over your heart. It was also decided that any man or woman not in uniform should remove any non-religious headwear. Since this article was published, the Pledge of Allegiance has remained the same, yet has not lost any importance.
Thomas O'Brien will now say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gary Alcorn, Army, Air Force, National Guard, 10 years served.
Johnny Bladen, U.S. Army, 25 years. Ed Carter, U.S. Army, 2 years. Richard Clark, U.S. Army, 3 years. James Edward Cook, Air Force, 3 years. Gary Duvall, U.S. Army, 2 years. Greg Heidman, U.S. Army, 6 years.
Leslie Jump, Air Force, 2.5 years.
Cassidy Matt, Marine Corps, 2013 to present.
Robert Mingy V, Marine Corps.
Wendell Morgan, U.S. Army, 3 years.
Charles Parker, Air Force, 1966 to 1970. Larry Perry, Army, 29 years.
Scott Power, U.S. Army, 25 years. Debbie Primo, U.S. Army, 26 years. Billy Riddle, U.S. Army, 4 years. Ronnie Roberts, U.S. Army, 2 years. Jim Robinson, Marine Corps, 6 years.
Gerald Shyrock, Army.
Jeremy Spencer, U.S. Army and Air Force, 20 years. Dwight Stockdale, U.S. Army, 4 years.
The history of TAP's report will be given by Alexandria Perry.
Of all the military bugle calls, none is as easily recognized as the 24 notes we know as taps. The melody is normally played at funerals of our fallen heroes, wreath laying, and memorials. It is derived from an 1835 bugle call entitled the Scott Tattoo. Taps began as a signal for lights out at the end of the day. Union General Daniel Butterfield was not satisfied with the call to signal the day's end. So with the help of his bugler, Oliver Wilcox Norton, he rewrote the bugle call at Harrison's Landing, Virginia, following the 7 Days Battle. The new call was first sounded in July 1862. Taps made an official bugle call after the war. To the U.S. soldiers, hearing that sound at night gives them a sense of peace, security, and accomplishment for another day serving their country. The words to the song are, "Day is done, gone the sun. From the lake, from the hills, from the sky, all is well. Safely rest, God is nigh. Fading light dims the sight. And a star gems the sky, gleaming bright from afar. Drawing nigh falls the night."
Mr. Michael Pinkston will now perform taps. Madison Wright will now present the poem, Veterans Day.
On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call. Soldiers young and soldiers old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all of our rights. They fought through many days and nights, and though we may not know each name, we thank all veterans just the same.
Once again, I would like to thank you all for tuning in to our virtual Veterans Day program. Honoring individuals like you is what our organization strives to do. I hope all of us will learn something from the dedication, commitment, and strength shown by each of you during your fight for our freedom today. On behalf of the Civics Club in Owen County Schools, thank you and have a great day.